नमस्कार सम्पूर्ण विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई ग्रेड 8 कक्षा 8 को सोशल स्टडिजमा यस प्याप्सन दूर शिक्षाको सोशल स्टडिजमा म विष्णु कार्कीको concept what is development means. There we have talked about the positive and progressive change of the society with the positive consequences is known as development. We have talked about that, and another things we have talked about the different resources of the development which we required or we need for the development we have talked about. Now for the development of our country, what we have did, how the development is being conducted in our country, that things we are going to talk about today. In the very first, see there the lesson concept of development region and federalism we are going to talk about today. For the proper or proportionate development of the nation, our nation was divided into different development region first, and at present our nation is divided into the federal different federal states or 7 provinces. So today we are going to talk about the concept of development region and federalism, or we can say regionalism and federalism. Two things we are going to talk about in this lesson. And very first thing, let's see the concept of regional development or development region. Regional development, what does it mean? What is regional development? How it is it was started in our country and how it was ended. First we will talk about this, and later in the second section we will talk about the federalism in this lesson. Very first thing, see there in this slide, regional development. What does it mean, regional development? See there, very first point here, regional disparity is a great challenge of our country. Like regional disparity means, see there the regional disparity in our country. See the development of Karnali, see the development of Far Western, and see the development of Kathmandu or some cities like Pokhara or other cities, isn't it? And see or compare the disparity between rural areas and urban areas. That is one thing we need to remember. Means there is vast, or the regional disparity is the great challenge. The development in Karnali, no hospitals, no schools, nothing is there. And see the Kathmandu, it's and everything are being centralized. This kind of situation is there. So this is the great challenge for our country. Main purpose of regional development regions or concept of regional development was to tackle this disparity or this challenge of the development. The country was divided into 5 development regions. First, it was divided into 4 development regions in 2029 BS, and later in 2037 BS. Those 5 development regions were again in 4 development regions were again increased 5 development regions. Like Far Western development region was divided into Far West and Midwest, or Far Western development region and Midwestern development region. In this way, this 5 development regions came to an existence. Means first 4 development region in 2029 BS and 5 development region in 37 BS. In this way that was started. Means so that power could be decentralized and development could be made speedy or smooth. Means what is the purpose? Means there is the great challenge of regional disparity. For that, to mobilize or to decentralize the power and develop the localities or different regions. That was the main purpose of this dividing nation into different development regions. That is first thing you need to remember. Another means regionalism. I already told you, development concept of regional development or regionalism. Regionalism encourages decentralization. I already in the previous point too, I have told you that encourages the decentralization of the state power, and the government has to formulate policy to make each development region powerful and develop them. Means what is the purpose? Means government formulate policies, plans for the proper development of each and every regions, isn't it? Equally in to reduce the regional disparity. That was the very first thing we need to remember. And the concept of development region helps to better tackle local problems at local level. Means, what is the main purpose of decentralizing the state power? Means, to tackle the problem at local level. What are the problems of Karnali? Those problems should be tackled or should be solved by the Karnali region's people or by themselves, isn't it? The person who are unknown about Karnali, the person who are not the person who are not from that locality, they may not know the needs, they may not know the necessity of the Karnali people. So their priority may be different. So we need to hand over the authority for those people who are living there in that locality. They will clearly identify or rightly identify the problem of that locality or that Karnali region or Eastern or province number 1, isn't it? Or any far western this province now, isn't it? Means, with this purpose, power is being decentralized. That is the first thing. Definitely problems of local areas can be better understood at local levels, isn't it? What are the problems of Karnali? Those people who are living there, they are the expert or they are the person who know better their problem, not us, the person who are not from that locality. And their solution is more efficiently achieved. Means, when they themselves make a plan to tackle their problem, when they themselves make a plan to solve their problems, to prioritize their problems, and that will be the best option to develop that region. So that this development region, the concept of regionalism or regional development, means decentralizing the power and tackling the problems of the certain problems of one locality by the people who are living there. That is the things we need to remember. This is called regionalism or regional concept of regional development here. And see this map, Nepal's division of different development regions, like Eastern Development Region, then Central Development Region, Western Development Region, Midwestern, and Far Western. Here this map was a bit old map, so that the recently included that area, Lipu Lake, Limpia, Dhura are not being included in this map. I have not got that the present map in terms of this 5 development regions, so I have used it, that old map. So don't forget, there is Lipu Lake, Limpia, Dhura also is being added in this map. Now that is one thing. In this way, see here the geographical division in this development region, isn't it? From north to south, the connection, like mountain, hill, and tarai, 3 geographical regions, that geographical regions or ecological regions are being addressed here, isn't it? In this way, this is being made or divided the nation, isn't it? And what was the purpose? Why this country was divided into 5 development regions? There are certain purpose. What are those purpose? Means, see there, the very first point here in this slide, to make development faster and balanced. To make development faster and balanced. Very first point, see there. Development should be faster and balanced. Means, in the very first point, I have told you that regional disparity is the great challenge of our nation. To reduce it, or to reduce the regional disparity or unequal development or uneven development of different geographical regions, isn't it? To reduce it, to control it, and for the faster and balanced development, means equal development, proportionate development. For that purpose, the nation was divided into different development region. 1. Second, to make administration smooth and efficient. Second point means administration should be smooth and efficient, like providing services to the people at their nearby places or doorsteps. Decentralization of power means that is, isn't it? And to utilize local resources properly at local level. Not only properly, they are properly is written. Means the means and resources should be mobilized appropriately at their local level, isn't it? The means and resources should mobilize at the local level for the proper development of that locality. That is another point we need to remember. To reduce regional disparity or balanced development, I already told you, reduce the regional disparity. I am not going to detail here. And to promote decentralization of power. Why development region means all the power is being centralized in the capital city or central, in central government. It is the process of autocracy. It is the process of not giving power, authority, or rights to the people, isn't it? So, for the efficient, for the balance, or to reduce the regional disparity, we need to provide rights, authority to the local peoples. We need to empower them, isn't it? That is the, and decentralization, that is the decentralization of power. That is another purpose. Another point means to solve problems more efficiently at local levels. The problems of Kathmandu, or the problems of Karnali, or the problems of Far West, or the problems of Eastern, like Zappa, Morang, Sunsari, or the problems of Taplejung and Pastor, these are different, isn't it? So we cannot resolve or solve these problems without the participation of those people who are living there, or the local peoples, isn't it? So that if we address them, if we provide that rights or authority to them to tackle their problem, the problem will be solved very efficiently. Isn't it? Problem will be solved very efficiently. So that is the things. Means problems, each and every problem will be solved efficiently at local level. That is another purpose of this regional development. And lastly, to control migration and support better population management. Means see there, the population management in Kathmandu. You have studied in grade 7, population management, these all things. I am not going to detail here. The population management in Kathmandu is very challenging. Why? Means here are less resources, means and resources, and more population is there. Why? What are the causes of it? Means because of the decentralization of power, centralization of power, because of the centralization of authority, because of the centralization of development. This situation is being created. Now, population management is the great challenge here. So that we need to decrease the migration ratio, isn't it? And how can we decrease it? Means if we go for the equal development or proportionate development, balanced development of each and every geographical region, and then we can reduce the regional disparity, then migration can be controlled, isn't it? This is another purpose. The control the migration and support better population management. These are the purpose of this regionalism or concept of regional development or development regions, whatever you know, isn't it? These are the things we need to remember. Let's say, let's tell these things into Nepali. विकास क्षेत्रको अवधारणा अथवा क्षेत्रीय विकास भन्छौँ हामीलाई। क्षेत्रीय विकासको अवधारणा कसरी विकास भयो भन्दाखेरि सबभन्दा पहिला 2029 सालमा 2029 बीएस विक्रमसम्म 2029 सालमा द देन पञ्चायत गभर्मेन्ट भन्छ, यु विल स्टडी इन हिस्ट्री, यो हिस्ट्रीमा इतिहासको पार्टमा डिटेलमा पढिन्छ। त्यतिखेरको सरकारले नेपाललाई चाहिँ 4वटा विकास क्षेत्रमा विभाजन गर्यो र 2037 सालमा आएर 2037 बीएसमा 2037 विक्रमसम्म 2037 सालमा आएर त्यसैलाई चाहिँ सुदूरपश्चिम विकास क्षेत्रलाई फेरि डिभाइड गरेर त्यसलाई चाहिँ 5वटा विकास क्षेत्र बनायो, 5वटा विकास क्षेत्रमा गरियो। र यो गर्नुका पछाडिको कारण सबैभन्दा पहिलो आवश्यकता के थियो भन्दाखेरि विकास चाहिँ इक्वल डेभलपमेन्ट थिएन, समतामूलक विकास थिएन। कर्णालीको विकास धेरै पछाडि थियो भने काठमाडौँको विकास धेरै अगाडि थियो। त्यसलाई रिड्युस गर्न र सबै क्षेत्रलाई, सबै भौगोलिक क्षेत्रलाई समान विकासमा अगाडि बढाउनका लागि यो सबैभन्दा पहिलो त्यो ब्यालेन्स डेभलपमेन्ट भनेको, इक्वल डेभलपमेन्ट भनेको समान विकासका लागि यो कन्सेप्ट विकास गरियो। र यसको अर्को उद्देश्य के हो भन्दाखेरि स्थानीय मानिसहरूलाई, स्थानीय जनता अथवा स्थानीय व्यक्तिहरूलाई चाहिँ के गर्ने अधिकार दिने र त्यो स्थानीय व्यक्तिले त्यो अधिकारको प्रयोग गर्ने र त्यो स्थानीय व्यक्तिका उनीहरूका समस्या उनीहरू आफैले समाधान गर्ने। पिपुल्स पार्टिसिपेसन अर वी क्यान से पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेसन, हैन? उनीहरूका आफ्ना समस्याहरू आफैले समाधान गर्ने। त्यो समाधान कहाँ गर्ने भन्दा त्यही लोकल लेभलमा गर्ने गरी जुन एउटा विकासको अवधारणा विकास गर्न खोज्यो त्यो नै क्षेत्रीय विकासको अवधारणा हो। र यसको मेन उद्देश्य के हो भन्दा डिसेन्ट्रलाइजेसन अफ पावर भनेको शक्तिको विकेन्द्रीकरण, अधिकारको विकेन्द्रीकरण, शक्तिको विकेन्द्रीकरण गर्ने र स्थानीय व्यक्तिहरूलाई स्थानीय समुदायलाई नै के गर्ने भन्दा अधिकार सम्पन्न बनाउने अवधारणा रिजनल डेभलपमेन्ट अथवा रिजनलिजम हो, क्षेत्रीय विकासको अवधारणा यो नै हो है। किन त वाट इज द पर्पज भन्दा के उद्देश्यका लागि भन्दा वेन वी इम्पावर द लोकल पिपुल भनेको हामीले जब लोकल पिपुलहरूलाई चाहिँ इम्पावर गर्छौँ अथवा त्यहाँको स्थानीयलाई हरेक गतिविधिमा समावेश गरेर उनीहरूलाई अगाडि बढाउँछौँ, त्यसपछि के हुन्छ भन्दा उनीहरूले आफ्नो लागि विकास आफै गर्न थाल्छन्, उनीहरूको विकासमा सहभागिता हुन्छ। विकास स्मुथ अथवा द्रुत विकास कसरी हुन्छ भन्दा जनताको अथवा पब्लिकको, तपाईँ हाम्रो विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू यो कुरा बुझ्नु होला, तपाईँ हाम्रो सहभागिता बिनाको विकास द्रुत विकास हुन सक्दैन। तपाईँ हामी सहभागी भएनौँ भने त्यो विकास इफिसियन्ट हुँदैन, त्यो द्रुत हुँदैन र तपाईँ हाम्रो समस्या चाहिँ समाधान गर्न सक्ने त्यो क्षमता राख्दैन त्यो विकासले। त्यही भएर हामी आफै विकासमा सहभागी हुनुपर्छ भन्ने यो जुन अवधारणा अथवा कन्सेप्ट डेभलप गरेर डेभलपमेन्ट रिजनको चाहिँ विकास भयो र नेसनलाई डिफ्रेन्ट डेभलपमेन्ट रिजनमा चाहिँ डिभाइड गरियो। यसरी डेभलपमेन्ट रिजनको अथवा रिजनलिजम अथवा रिजनल डेभलपमेन्टको कन्सेप्ट विकास भएको देखिन्छ। तर डोन्ट फर्गेट, यो बिर्सन नहुने कुरा, तर भनेपछि त्यहाँ समथिङ रङ भन्ने हुन्छ। यति राम्रो उद्देश्यका साथ क्षेत्रीय विकासको अवधारणा विकास गरियो भनेको विथ दिस गुड पर्पज द कन्सेप्ट अफ रिजनल डेभलपमेन्ट वाज प्रोपाउन्डेड, द रिजनल डेभलपमेन्ट वाज स्टार्टेड, बट इट वाज नट फुलफिल्ड. That is the things we need to remember. However, our practices of regionalism was not very efficient and fruitful. Though purpose was good, for the good purpose, we started regionalism. Nation was divided into different development regions, but that purpose was not fulfilled, so that regionalism was not fruitful or effective in our nation. Even after more than 3 decades, 29 to 63 means more than 3 decades. See there, regional disparity remain unresolved. With the purpose of reducing the regional disparity, nation was divided into 5 development region or 4 development region 29, 5 development region 37 days. But the regional disparity was not resolved. Remain there. No equal development, no proportional development was there. That is very first thing. Another, people are not getting enough opportunities at local levels. The purpose was providing the opportunities at local level, empowering the local people. That was the purpose, but that was not cast. That means the concept of regional development was like a blank check. Though people got the check of decentralization, empowerment, authority and all, but that was blank. Not got. Centralization of power was there. That is another. Resources are not being properly utilized at the local level, or overall, still in our nation, resources are not appropriately utilized. That was another. And international migration was high. The control of migration or to solve the population management, these all the objectives were not fulfilled. Regional disparity was more increased instead of decreased. That situation was there. Because of that situation, the concept of development region or the concept of regionalism was failed. So there develops the concept of federalism. Means here, what we need to remember means how the concept of federalism was developed. It means because of the failureness of the concept of regionalism or development region was there, so that this concept of regionalism was failed, or concept of federalism was emerged. Don't forget it. Then See there now, the federalism. Regionalism in Nepal was based on the principle of Unitarianism. Unitarianism means केन्द्रीकरण, centralization. त्यो एकल centralized नै थियो. Only administration was divided. Only this planning authority was not divided. What was divided means just the implementation authority. People didn't get chance to plan in that concept. That was the principle of Unitarianism. And Nepal practiced this system for a long time. Means 29 to 2029 BS to 63 or up to 74. After the promulgation or issued of new constitution and the 3 levels of election in 2074, only those concepts were outdated. Concept was outdated. So that long practice was there. It failed in bringing out balanced development. I already discussed it. I am not going to detail here. Because of this regionalism's failureness, people expressed their desire for the federalism in 2060-63 in second mass movement. That was the situation, isn't it? And Nepal thus decided to follow the federal ruling system after the second mass movement in 2060-63. Accordingly, it was declared federal country in 15 Jan 2065 with its official naming Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal. Our country's full name is not only Nepal, Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal. It was endorsed by the first Constituent Assembly. First CA election was conducted in 2064 Chaitra 28, and that first CA's first meeting was held in 2065 Jesta 15. In that very day, in the first meeting of first CA, first Constituent Assembly, Nepal was declared as a Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal. After that, we adopted the concept of federalism. Federalism this way has been introduced to substitute regionalism and fulfill its objective. See here, federalism, the objective of federalism is to replace the regionalism and fulfill the objectives which were not cast or fulfilled by the regionalism. That was the situation. Don't forget it. It means the concept of federalism emerged because of the failureness of regionalism. That was the very first thing. See here, because of this, Nepal was divided into different 7 provinces. See this map. This is the new map here, isn't it? And like this new map included Lipulek, Limpiadura, and Kuti, Nabi, Gunje, this all, Kalapani all. This is the new map, our map, government issued it, isn't it? In this way, nation divided into these different 7 provinces or federal states. Different states are there. Province number 1, province number 2, Bagmati province, Gandaki province, province number 5, Karnali province, and Far Western province or Sudur Paschim province. These are the 7 provinces now. The previous map, 5 development region. That structure is not there at present. This is the very first thing we need to remember. Now, let's come to the point. Few things I will tell today, and we'll continue in next class. Remaining things, because still we have to discuss about federalism. Lots of things are there. What is federalism then? We need to discuss about it. Federalism simply is a dual government system or dual system of government in which a nation is divided into a central government and other constituent political units, or we can say provincial government. That is the very first or basic definition of federalism. Government is divided into different federal, one central government or federal government, we can say, like that is exact term, constitutional term is federal government, and other constituent political unit or different provincial government. That is the very first definition. This system allocates power to local bodies and tends to bring equal development in all parts of the country. It means, what is the main objectives? I already told you, because of the failureness of the regionalism, because of the failureness of the concept of regional development, the demand of federalism was there, so that its main objective, its main target was to reduce the regional disparity, to address the needs of the local people, and develop the nation in a balanced way or in a proportionate way. That is the main objective here. So that now authority is being divided, power is being divided, isn't it? That is the very first thing here we need to remember. The second definition, the definition of federalism, there are mainly two sets of government: provincial government at provinces and a national federal government at the capital city. It means there are different provincial government in different provinces. Like in province number 1, there is in Viratnagar. Province number 2, there is in Janakpur. 3 in Hetauda. 4 in Pokhara or Gandaki province in Pokhara. Or province number 5 in Butwal or in Surkhet or in Kailali. There are 7 different provincial governments are there. And federal government is here in the Kathmandu. In this way, nation is being divided. Don't forget it. In other words, there are parallel legislature, executives, and judiciaries at provinces and national capital. It means executives are there. See there, 7 executives are there in 7 provincial capital cities, and in national capital city, here is another executive. Isn't? And legislature are there, like provincial assemblies are there. In province number 1, there is 1 provincial assembly. Province number 2, another. Bagmati province, there is. Means each and every province, there is 1 provincial assembly. That is there. Another central government or this federal assembly or federal legislature also is there. It means separate executive are there, different executive are there, and legislatures are there, and judiciaries. In terms of judiciaries here, what we need to remember is our country's judiciary is not in federal form. Though there are 7 high courts are there, but those high courts are not independent or not controlled in provincial legislature or provincial executive. Though the word control may not be appropriate here, but the chief judge and other judges of this high court cannot be appointed by the provincial executive, isn't it? So that judiciary is in centralized form. One thing we need to remember. But here what we are talking about means 2 level only we are talking about here. But our federalism is in 3 layers. Don't forget, federal, provincial, and local. Local levels also are the separate or constitutional entities or constituent entities in our nation. So that we will discuss these things in detail, a bit detail in next class. About regionalism, I have talked with, and about federalism, I have only touched these things. And in next class, we will discuss about federalism in details and what are its challenges, what are its advantages, isn't it? What are the principles, and how our federal system is a bit different than other nations' federal system. We will discuss these things in next class. See you in next class. We will be there in the next class, and we will complete or we will talk more about federalism in next class. Thank you for today. Namaste.